Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Rice Report, an opportunity for you to find out what's happening in my office, your office here in Rockville, and make sure that you understand some of the decisions that we'll be making over the next few months, as well as understanding what's going on in your individual communities. I want to talk to you a little bit about Montgomery Village. Montgomery Village Golf Course has just recently been acquired by developers that are looking to promote a brand new residential mixed-use facility there. And so I know that as a part of Montgomery Village's Vision 2030, it's going to be imperative that these developers work with the community to make sure that this residential mixed-use development reflects that vision that the Montgomery Village Foundation, Board of Directors, and community have worked so hard to put together. So I remain committed to working with all of the stakeholders to ensure that that vision comes to reality. I had an opportunity before the county executive released his budget to meet with our Montgomery County Council of PTAs for my local area in the Up County. And it was a great meeting in which we discussed a number of initiatives that are going to be important to parents and students and teachers alike to make sure that we are doing the best to ensure that our school system serves all of our students and produces phenomenal results that ensure that all of our students are successful. So, of course, with our Office of Legislative Oversight report that just recently got released, it gave us the ability to see some of the areas in which we need to do better, some of the areas in which we can devote more to ensuring that those students that are at risk have all of the supports that are necessary so that they can be successful. And I encourage all folks that are out in my community to weigh in with their Board of Education members, but I know that we as a council will be sitting down with our Board of Education, with our MCC PTA, to make sure that we have a strategic plan that addresses the needs of our MCPS school system to tackle our achievement gap and make some significant differences. Unfortunately, I think that we haven't progressed as far as we should. But I know that we all remain committed and want to see that this achievement gap is significantly reduced. I want to congratulate Luther Reynolds, who used to be our commander of our 5th District in Germantown and serving other regions of the Up County. He was just recently promoted to Assistant Chief. And while we will miss Luther's leadership when it comes to ensuring that all of our men and women continue to protect our neighborhoods and streets and make sure that our communities are safe, I know that whoever his replacement is will continue that great work. All the fine men and women who do serve in the community will continue to make sure that District 5 is one of the best places. And I know that Commander Reynolds, now Assistant Chief Reynolds, will do a great job within the public safety administration of our police department. So the County Council received the County Executive's budget on March 15th, and that gave us a great ability to understand how we were going to address some of the challenges that we saw here in Montgomery County, as well as how we intend to grow for the next few years. And so I'm very happy to report that as the Council's lead for libraries, we saw a significant increase in money associated with staffing as well as materials for our libraries. This is a great starting point for us. I'm hopeful that we might be able to add some additional funds for additional materials, but I know that hearing from some of the library stakeholders within the community, that this is a tremendous, tremendous increase that has been long needed for our library communities. I also want to congratulate the county executive in hearing the concerns that many of our school parents had regarding school resource officers. That number was recommended to be increased and doubled from 6 to 12, as I had promised the community. And so that's a great starting point for us as well. And so I think that I continue to remain focused that over the next years, we will build up that school resource officer force to be back to where you had a school resource officer in every single high school throughout the county. I also had the opportunity recently to testify on behalf of Montgomery County for our transportation bill that was proposed by Governor Martin O'Malley. And I think that this is a long time coming in terms of making sure that we can address some of the transportation needs that are so vital, not only to the success of Montgomery County's economic development, but the state as a whole. I was very pleased to sit with our County Executive Ike Leggett, County Executive for Prince George's County Rashern Baker, County Executive of Howard County Ken Ullman, and the Mayor of College Park as well, all to talk about how we need to do more to make sure that our transportation needs are met. And so I am hopeful that our state delegation will be able to ensure that this bill passes and that we see the transportation benefits that will continue to make sure that not only Montgomery County but the state of Maryland remains at the forefront when it comes to economic development opportunities and a reduction in our transportation congestion. We just recently concluded a Silver Spring Town Hall meeting in which we were able to talk about a number of issues that are facing the Silver Spring area. One, which you've seen a lot of media attention, is our Silver Spring Transit Center. And had a number of questions about the concerns about how that's going to move forward. I understand that we should be receiving a report very shortly about the Silver Spring Transit Center and how we can move forward, how we can make sure that this project is finally completed safely and reliably, and I look forward to that. One of the other concerns that was also addressed was about our schools within the Silver Spring area. And there were questions about whether or not MCPS is being responsive when it comes to making sure that all of our school children's needs are met.
Well, I just wanted to address one thing, because when you asked about what you can do, you also have elected members of your school board, and it is their responsibility, just as it is our responsibility from the fiduciary arm of the school system to make sure they are supported, but it is theirs specifically when it comes to curriculum and these kinds of decisions. And if those decisions are not in line with where the community is, you need to hold those elected officials accountable. That's extremely important, and I cannot be more passionate about that in terms of that. I think for far too long, there have been passes given to elected officials that are making decisions that are shaping the very things that are affecting you, but you're not holding folks accountable. And so if they're not returning your calls, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a council member and we're not returning your calls, that would be unacceptable. And so for you to be, have a call into an area superintendent and for them to not call you back, that is unacceptable. That is not how government should work. People should be held accountable for those kinds of things happening.
Ultimate accountability does go back to our superintendent and our Board of Education members. And so we need to make sure that we're all working together to make sure that we have a school system that's successful for all of our kids. So I want to thank you again for tuning in to another edition of the Rice Report. It's going to be, over the next few months, important for you to weigh in terms of the budget priorities that you want to see us focus on for these next coming years. I always encourage you to reach out to us, whether it's via email. You can reach us at councilmember.rice@montgomerycountymd.gov. You can also call us at 240-777-7955. Or you can reach us on Twitter. My handle is Rice Politics, or Facebook, Councilmember Craig Rice. Either way, we'll be sure that we get back to you, but also want to make sure that your voice is heard as we shape this budget that makes sure that our community is one of the best in the nation. Again, thanks so much for tuning in to another edition of the Rice Report, and God bless.